What's up, bros? Welcome back to Psych Bro. Today, we are continuing our journey through Cambridge IGCSE Psychology 0266, Chapter 2. We're moving on to our next massive topic, Hobson and McCarley's activation synthesis theory of dreaming. If you've ever woken up from a dream where you were flying a toaster through a marshmallow sky and thought, "What is wrong with my brain?" This is the theory you've been waiting for. Grab your notes, and let's hack the mind. Let's get right into it. The activation synthesis theory was proposed by psychiatrists J. Allen Hobson and Robert McCarley back in 1977. Before them, people heavily focused on dreams having deep, hidden, meaningful messages. But Hobson and McCarley stepped in and said, nope. They suggested that dreams are not meaningful messages at all. Instead, dreaming is just the brain's attempt to interpret completely random neural activity that happens while we sleep. Basically, dreams are created when your brain tries to impose some sort of order and narrative on biologically generated signals, especially during REM sleep. Because these signals are completely random, the dream content that gets synthesized is often highly illogical, fragmented, and totally bizarre. To properly grasp this, we have to look at the biological basis of the theory. This theory provides a strong physiological explanation for dreaming. It argues that dreaming is driven purely by brain activation, not by your conscious thoughts or intentions. During REM sleep, electrical impulses are generated down in the brainstem. These impulses are essentially random. That's the activation part of the theory, and they have absolutely no inherent meaning. But your brain hates chaos, right? So, the cerebral cortex, the thinking, logical part of your brain, scrambles to organize these random signals into a story. That is the synthesis part. Your brain is literally taking random neural noise and trying to write a movie script out of it. Now, which brain regions are actually involved in this chaotic movie-making process? A huge part of this happens in the limbic system. The limbic system includes several key areas: the hypothalamus, the amygdala, the cingulate gyrus, the thalamus, and the hippocampus. This entire system is crucial because it regulates our emotions, our memory, and our behavior. Let's zoom in on a couple of these specific structures to see exactly how they shape our dreams. First, the amygdala. As we know, the amygdala is responsible for emotional processing, and it becomes highly active during REM sleep. This perfectly explains why dreams often feel so intense, frightening, or incredibly exciting. The emotional tone of your dreams comes directly from this amygdala activation, not from any real, external events happening to you at the time. Next, we have the thalamus, which is also active during REM sleep. Normally, when you're awake, the thalamus acts like a relay station, transferring sensory and motor information to your cerebral cortex. But during sleep, things change drastically. External sensory input is largely blocked. So, instead of passing along real-world data, the thalamus sends internal signals instead. It helps create the vivid imagery of your dreams by relaying this internally generated information. This brings us to a massive concept in this theory: sensory and motor blockades. For activation synthesis to work safely, you need to be cut off from the outside world. First, we have the sensory input blockade. During REM sleep, external stimuli, like the sounds in your bedroom or what you could see, are significantly reduced. Because of this blockade, the brain focuses purely on its own internal signals rather than the outside world. Second, we have the motor output blockade. While your brain is firing off all these intense internal signals, your actual muscle activity is minimal. If we use an EMG to record muscle tension, it shows near paralysis. This is a critical feature because it prevents people from getting up and physically acting out their dreams. Both of these blockades strongly support the idea that dreams are entirely internally generated. So, let's lock in the key features of the activation synthesis theory. Dreams result from the brain attempting to make sense of random neural firing. Because the firing is entirely random, the resulting dream content is often disjointed, completely unrealistic, and lacking any logical structure. The cortex is just doing its best to create a narrative even when the signals have no meaning. This brilliantly explains why dreams can feel so incredibly strange yet vividly real. But as psychologists, we need proof. Let's look at a key piece of research evidence, a study by Williams et al., focusing on the bizarreness of dream content. The aim of their study was to compare how bizarre dreams actually are compared to our waking fantasies. For participants, they used 12 American college students aged between 23 and 45 years old, and the sample was mostly female. The procedure went like this: the participants recorded two specific things at home. First, the dreams they remembered immediately after waking up. Second, the fantasies they experienced while they were awake. Fantasies were specifically defined as thoughts or imagined events that had no clear links to reality, basically, daydreaming. In total, they collected a massive 120 dream and fantasy reports. Then, independent judges stepped in to rate each report for its level of bizarreness. These judges were blind to the source, meaning they had to try and identify whether they were reading a dream report or a waking fantasy report. Now for the results. The judges rated the dreams as twice as bizarre as the waking fantasies. Furthermore, the judges could accurately distinguish the dream reports from the fantasy reports just by reading them. The conclusion from Williams et al. Is that dreams contain far more illogical and unusual content than our waking fantasies do. This heavily supports the activation synthesis theory. If dreams are just random neural activity, they should produce strange, fragmented, and highly bizarre experiences compared to our conscious, waking thoughts. Alright, it's evaluation time. Let's weigh the strengths and the criticisms of this theory. The main strength of the activation synthesis theory is that dreams are significantly more bizarre than fantasies, and this theory explains exactly why. Random neural firing beautifully accounts for illogical events, sudden scene changes, and totally unrelated characters and settings mashed together. The brain's frantic attempt to synthesize these random signals results exactly in these highly unusual narratives. However, we have to look at the criticisms and limitations. The biggest issue is that a lot of dreams actually aren't bizarre at all. Many dreams appear entirely logical, coherent, and deeply meaningful to the dreamer. Dream content very often reflects our daily experiences, our emotional concerns, and our personal memories. For example, if you have a huge class presentation coming up, you might have stress dreams specifically about public speaking. This heavily suggests that dreaming is not purely random. Memory and emotional processing clearly influence what we dream about, which directly challenges the idea that it's all just random static. Despite its limitations, we can absolutely apply this theory to real life. The application of the theory is that it helps us understand why our dreams operate the way they do. It perfectly explains why dreams often include impossible movement, sudden changes in time or location, and totally distorted people or places. Furthermore, the concepts of sensory and motor blockades help explain a paradox we all experience. Why dream environments feel so incredibly real while we are in them, yet the normal physical laws of reality just do not apply. Ultimately, activation synthesis provides a solid, biological framework to help us understand our most unfamiliar and unrealistic dream experiences. And that's a wrap, bros. You now fully understand Hobson and McCarley's activation synthesis theory of dreaming. Your brain is basically an overworked Hollywood director trying to make a movie out of random electrical sparks. If this breakdown helped you conquer Chapter 2, smash that like button, subscribe to Psych Bro for more Cambridge IGCSE Psychology 0266 tutorials, and I will catch you in the next one. Keep hacking the mind, bro.